Knaus suspended from the 500.
You have the structure on pit road to allow you to win the race on the track. Are you nervous at all?
Why would I be nervous? I got the greatest car and the greatest driver. These guys are incredible, and we're just going to see how it works out.
Every NASCAR Nextel Cup driver enters every new season under pressure. Pressure to perform for their fans, their sponsors, and everyone around them. But for Team Lowe's and Jimmie Johnson, there are added expectations. The kind of greatness expected from a perennial preseason favorite. Few drivers in NASCAR history have experienced the kind of success that Johnson has so early in their careers. 4 seasons, 18 wins, and 4 consecutive years among the top 5 in points. So when Johnson arrived in Daytona for the start of the 2006 season, he didn't wilt under the pressure of expectations. He thrived on it.
This race starts the season. If you win it, it makes your season.
When the green flag dropped on the 48th Daytona 500, the Lowe Chevy was without crew chief Chad Knaus.
Imagine a football team going to the Super Bowl, and the week of the game, their head coach is suspended by the league and not allowed to participate. That's what's happened with Jimmie Johnson's team here this weekend.
Even without its leader at the helm, Team Lowe simply did what it does best. It circled the wagons and took care of business. With 17 laps remaining, Johnson took the lead for the 4th time and looked to be running away.
You guys been rocking.
Jimmie Johnson will challenge for the lead.
You are the best out there. Doing an awesome job today.
But a late caution
Caution, caution.
put the field on Jimmie's back bumper for a green-white checkered finish. Game on.
You'll see a lot of mirror driving right now, especially on that 48 car.
Caution will be coming out. There's a crash behind you. You are the man.
Jimmie Johnson has won the Daytona 500.
I tell you, you're the best Cup driver I've ever crew chief. Probably your only, too.
In victory lane at Daytona with the Daytona 500 winner.
Over the next 3 races, Team Lowe's rallied around interim crew chief Darian Grubb at the track. Meanwhile, Chad Knaus was busy at the shop, building cars and analyzing data.
But it's going to end up being a green-white checker. Think you can hold on to it? Without a doubt.
Back home in California, Johnson finished second to Matt Kenseth, his 4th second-place finish in 7 California races.
Kenseth wins the Auto Club 500.
Jimmie Johnson comes in second.
I just can't tell you how proud I am of this race team. These guys just continue to work their butts off through adversity. We're making the best of a bad situation, and we almost won another race today.
Up next was a trip to Sin City.
Let's be prepared to roll the dice.
Another green-white checker finish, and a little bit of revenge.
I think one little good run here will be fine.
The point leader, Jimmie Johnson, closing fast.
Chad Knaus, he's not going to give the bottom up, though. Jimmie Johnson in the 48, he turns it to the bottom, coming to the white flag this time. Johnson goes to the high side. He's going to try to get that momentum.
Drag race. Last year like this. Kenseth with the edge. Here comes Johnson. Momentum outside.
He's got it. He's got it. 48
wins the UAW Daimler Chrysler 400. He led 1 lap.
He got that run on the high side through 3 and 4.
I like it. I mean, it's an exciting finish. You gotta like that.
Ready to race in Atlanta.
All right, Bud, pace cars off. Let's do it today. Green flag.
I believe over half the people that are here are wearing Lowe's blue. Buddy, your tires look awesome. Just keep it up. Let me know how things change, and we'll start working on it here. We can just put a little grip in it. Oh yeah, man, dig. Doing an awesome job, buddy. We're staying safe, and we're staying up there towards the front.
After a 6th place finish in Atlanta, the Lowe Chevy had started the season with an average finish of 2nd over 4 races. And for the 2nd consecutive season, Jimmie Johnson entered spring as the NASCAR Nextel Cup points leader.
Point leader and winner out of 2 of the first 3 races this year, the 48 of Jimmie Johnson.
Chad Knaus returned at the end of March to a snowy Bristol Motor Speedway.
Go out there and have fun today. We'll just be cautious of that as you're exiting pit road. Be nice and smooth.
His welcome back was not a warm one.
Jimmie Johnson didn't get going at all. Now, he's got problems. They're just stacking up behind him.
He's got a right rear tire down, Larry. I'm pretty sure.
Gonna fall all the way to the back.
48 had a cut tire right from the start there and was falling back and then got hit. Look at the fender braces, okay? Make sure all that stuff's clear. It's a big gas, dude. Big. Bring it in, Jimmy. Dig. All clear, all clear, all clear. Go.
I know it's not of his making, but this is not a very good return for Chad Knaus, his crew chief.
After a 30th place finish, the month of April was up and down, losing the points lead, reclaiming it, then losing it again.
Today, Johnson's got a very fast car. The crew, experienced, quick, knowledgeable. Nothing ruffles those guys.
Jimmy, you are doing awesome, man.
Jimmie Johnson in the 48 drives by J.J. Yaley in the 18.
The first 2 are Stewart and Johnson.
Fine job, man. Take care of that stuff.
Jimmie Johnson's going to be leading this race.
Now he's holding his own. They're pretty darn good at overcoming adversity.
As the month wound down, Knaus knew that it was time to send a message. And the place to make that statement was the Talladega Superspeedway. For nearly 3.5 hours, the Lowe Chevy stayed close to the front as teammate Jeff Gordon led the most laps. There were 55 lead changes over the first 187 laps. On lap 188, the final lap, Jimmie racked up number 56.
Slides way up high and takes the white flag.
Johnson stayed in bounds in the 48 car. He's got the push from Tony Stewart in the 20 to keep Vickers to the high side.
Vickers couldn't block them both.
From 2001 to 2005, Jimmie Johnson was 0 for 16 in restrictor plate races. So far in 2006, he was 2 for 2.
Checkered flags. You better get the gas on.
Lockett Stewart, here they come.
Jimmie Johnson, Daytona 500 winner, holds off Tony Stewart and wins the Aero 499. What a run. Wow.
Most importantly, Team Lowe's was back in the points lead, a position they would successfully defend throughout the entire summer. Of all the tracks on the NASCAR Nextel Cup schedule, no place has been better to the Lowe Chevy than the Lowe's Motor Speedway. Coming into Charlotte Speed Weeks in late May, Johnson's record at Lowe's was second to none.
Jimmie Johnson trying to make history with his 5th straight Cup win here at Lowe's Motor Speedway.
5 wins, 2 poles, nearly 900 laps led, and a win in the 2003 All-Star Challenge. When the 2006 edition of the Nextel All-Star Challenge began, Team Lowe's seized the home field advantage.
Here comes Johnson for the lead.
Boy, he got a good run down in the bottom of turn 1 and 2. He'll win the drag race down the back straightaway. He's going to take the lead in that 48 car.
Jimmie Johnson has the fastest race car. He's blowing the stickers off that car. It's so fast.
He wide down the back stretch. Somebody's got to give, boys, and Jimmie Johnson's going to pass them both on the inside.
Jimmie Johnson in the Lowe Chevy wins the Nextel All-Star Challenge.
It's a lot of hard work from everybody at Hendrick Motorsports. I can't say enough for this Lowe's Monte Carlo.
1 week later, Johnson and company aimed for their 5th consecutive points-paying win at Lowe's Motor Speedway.
Remember, guys, we race for a living. It's a lot of fun. Don't forget that. You're doing a great job tonight, buddy. Great job.
How many laps are in this race?
400. Great job, Jimmy. That's 3rd place. We got a good driver.
Jimmie Johnson go to the inside of Denny Hamlin, take over 2nd place.
Jimmie Johnson going for a 5th straight super speedway win.
I'd like to thank all the Lowe's employee owners for all of your support.
There he goes, though. Jimmie Johnson in that 48 car.
This is racing right here, boys.
Jimmie Johnson finishes 2nd. His streak will come to an end with the Coca-Cola 600.
The streak ended, but hey, 2nd isn't so bad.
Yeah, we were close. We had a great car tonight.
There are few challenges in all of American sports as difficult as a NASCAR summer. 12 races in 13 weeks, covering 10 states, and more than 2,700 laps.
Sun's starting to get down there a little bit.
The long, hot summer is already hard enough. For Team Lowe's, there was the added extra challenge of protecting the points lead. From mid-May through mid-August, the Lowe's Chevy punched out 10 top 10 finishes in 11 races. But the mere statistic doesn't tell the whole story, as Jimmie Johnson became Captain Comeback. 3 times the number 48 car fell off the pace early, and 3 times it rallied to score yet another top 10 finish.
The points leader, Jimmie Johnson, had a little spin on Friday, which has put him in a tough spot for today's race.
Championship hopefuls, favorites if you will, that have to come from the back. Jimmie Johnson has one shot to get to the front. No change there. Spun in qualifying, had to start in the back.
This 48 Lowe's car, right now he is 39th, and he is only about 3 seconds from being lapped.
Not so good for Jimmie Johnson, the other driver who started at the back today due to the spin in qualifying. He's a lap down, and Steve not gaining ground.
Get ready. Let's get ready. Just doesn't feel on the track. Feels a little edgy and loose all the way through. That's fine. We can put a little bit of wedge in there if you want.
Be ready. Dig. Clear all the way out. Clear all the way out.
Jimmie Johnson, who's now back on the lead lap.
What a miraculous recovery for that 48 car. And in the end, he gets a top 10 finish. That is a championship caliber team.
We just fought and fought and fought all day long.
Steep uphill, some downhill, a lot of shifting, 11 turns. That's what caused all the excitement here.
A little bit complaining about his car being really loose.
94, fastest car on the racetrack.
He could very well be on his game plan.
Jimmie Johnson turned around and goes. I don't think I've ever seen 4 wide on a road course before. But there it was.
Well, you can do it, but you won't make it. It's the problem.
And he's only going to lose about 6 positions.
He was 7th. Now he's 14th.
Great job, Jimmy. Great job, guys. Jimmy, we did lead a lap, so we got 5 there, bud, and we gained a couple of spots. Keep on digging, man.
Not even a nightmare outing under the lights at Daytona could derail the Lowe's Express.
And do 4 tires here. We may lose a little bit of track position, but it's the safe bet. Dig. Go. Clear out, go.
Jimmie Johnson with the Shamu paint scheme. He says the car is driving well, but it might end up tightening up as the run goes on. But right now, he's very content, just staying in line. A great track position, just following the 20.
There he goes. Getting mighty racy there where Jimmie Johnson is.
Caution's out, too.
And they're hung together.
They are absolutely hung together.
Johnson's car is now under repair on pit road.
road way.
He has a whale of a wreck.
Fix the damage on the right front.
He's going to restart this race back in 37th position, still on the lead lap.
Jimmy Johnson is back on track and has managed to keep that team on the top of the Nextel Cup standings through mid-season.
For 16 weeks, Johnson kept his hold on the championship lead. But in the midst of an amazing season, something was bugging Jimmy. Top 10s were nice, leading the points even nicer. But as August approached, Team Lowe's hadn't visited victory lane in nearly 3 months. What better place to bust a slump than the most famous speedway in the world? To win at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is to become an instant racing immortal. It means joining a roster of all-time greats, such as Gordon and Earnhardt, Foyt and Andretti. But only once before had a driver won the Daytona 500 and at the Brickyard in the same season. As usual, Jimmie Johnson was up for writing a little history of his own. But it would take yet another amazing comeback effort to make it happen.
Green flag.
They're racing at Indianapolis. This was the race a year ago that basically started Jimmy's slide in the championship standings.
48 just blew a tire in front of you.
Oh, Jimmie Johnson got some trouble.
Left side's first. Fix the damage. Get him out in front. 4 tires, fill it up with fuel. Work on that fender just a little bit. Take it easy. Take your time. Fix that big hole right there. Let's roll. Good job. Fire. Small fire. We're going to be fine, man. You got the fastest car out there, dude. Don't sweat it. 348. Awesome lap.
Johnson gets on the inside and goes by.
What a rally for Jimmie Johnson. 38 up to the lead. Going to be a 4-tire change for this team. They've already made a track bar adjustment when they were changing the right side tires down and away. Jimmie Johnson from California wins at Indianapolis.
Hook her up and get ready to do those tricks. This is honestly the best weekend of my life. Thank you.
In only his 168th career start, Jimmie Johnson had won his 22nd NASCAR Nextel Cup race. Back in February, crew chief Chad Knaus hadn't been able to enjoy his team's win in the Daytona 500. Now, he was kissing the bricks, shoulder to shoulder with his teammates.
Any driver in the field can win the race, but only 10 drivers have qualified to run for the title. Racing here can be very exciting for the fans, but very difficult to pass here. The drivers have to be patient. Sometimes you have to use the bumper. The pit crews will be a factor.
Get up here on the wall. Everybody up here. Kick this off right. Guys, let's go out there and have a good time. This is the start of 10 fun races for us. Jimmy, be safe, buddy. Take a look to your left here, just a little bit past our finish. Big thumbs up.
And Jimmie Johnson has basically the same crew that he's had for all 3 chases. Talking to the crew this morning, they don't mind being consistent, but they really want to start winning races and the championship.
Green flag in the air. The chase is underway in New Hampshire.
It was on lap 42 that Chase contender Jimmie Johnson radioed in that he had a cylinder, that he'd lost a cylinder on the 48. 13 laps later, they asked him, is it any worse? He said, no, it is the same. They're preparing to go under the hood on the next stop, perhaps something as simple as just a bad plug wire.
Nice work, fella. How's that car feeling to you? Right to the center is better for me off the corner as the run goes on. Started off a little free, off, and it's coming to me. Caution, start finish line.
Pit road is open, and there should be a lot of business down there.
The 48 car, Jimmie Johnson, has come to a stop in his pit stall. Ron Malik and Danny Emmerich, the engine tuner, are going to look underneath to see if they can see anything that's off, perhaps that plug wire. Jimmie said the engine was very smooth, even though on 7 cylinders, so he suspected it might be. They're still going to work under there.
The chase began with a disastrous trip to New Hampshire, finishing 39th and free-falling from second in points to 9th.
Jimmie Johnson, guys, hard into the wall. Caution is out in New Hampshire.
Go off, fellas.
Wow.
Their season last year ended with a crash at Homestead. And now the chase begins with a crash here at New Hampshire. And fans of the 48 team hoping to get one mulligan in the chase, because right now it looks like Jimmie Johnson has used his in race number 1.
Dover and Kansas brought no reprieve. Then came Talladega, where Johnson's hot summer run had kicked off with a win back in April. The perfect place to secure a sweep and restore some hope. Hope that was dashed with only half a lap to go.
Earnhardt Jr. leads last lap.
Anybody's got a plan. We've got to see it now. Junior drops down a lane, trying to fend off Jimmie Johnson.
He's getting a little wider.
There he goes.
Junior. Oh, no!
The 48. It takes out Earnhardt and Jimmie Johnson.
Caution is out. Checkers and yellow out at Talladega.
Oh, man, oh, man.
Get her fired up, get it across the liner.
Give him plenty of room down there, didn't I? Yes, sir. The 25 turned him into you. You're cool. I mean, that was just a 25 wrecked him into you. Thought I gave him a lane at least down there.
48 gets a run. He goes to turn out. The 25 goes with him and just hooks the back of Jimmie Johnson's car. Just misjudges just an inch.
With only 6 races remaining, Team Lowe's was sitting 8th in points, more than a full race's worth behind the leader. It was time for a little home cooking. When the Lowe Chevy returned to Charlotte, it hadn't finished higher than 10th in nearly 2 months, the worst slump of Johnson's career. But just as it had in May, the Lowe's Motor Speedway was ready to give its namesake team a little home improvement.
.05 on Jimmie. Dig it, buddy. 30 flat behind you. 9 is about 10 back, coming hard. 15 back, 10 back. Good job, buddy. The fastest car on the track is 2 seconds behind us.
Gets position on the 9-car King going down in turn 3. The 48 has a much shorter distance to go on the inside.
Oh, brother. Doing it, man. 121 laps to go this time by. I think the 48 got just fuel.
He was hollering on the last pit stop that he was just going to do fuel from there on, so he's pretty confident. No, I would be too. Actually, there is pretty nice. So he got to, you know, how they run here too. Got to be pretty confident.
There's 31 to go right now, and we've been going 36 laps on fuel, so we should be fine here.
We came out with a full tank of fuel, you know, right behind Jimmie. At that point, I knew I had colder tires, so I knew I had about 3 or 4 laps to pass him if I wanted to use the outside.
The 24 broke. Of course, you see you're racing the 48, 8, and the 31. And let's see, right now there appears to be 11 cars on the lead lap.
Green flag, green flag.
Johnson, the race leader, 28 to go.
Good restart for Jimmie Johnson. Casey Kane, though, stays right with him. Jimmie Johnson has his Chevy hugging the white line. Jimmie Johnson insists on running the bottom groove of the racetrack. That's exactly what Casey Kane needs.
I knew what my car was doing on restarts, and I knew when I could get to the top and when I couldn't, and at that point, that was the best spot for me.
Man, does he get a run on the outside.
Let's see who has the heavier right foot. Casey Kane, the top line, bullets past, he'll take the lead in 2. That could be the lead change that wins the race. We will see. Still 25 laps to go.
Casey Kane looking for win number 6 and trying to improve his status in the chase for the championship. Casey Kane sweeps at Charlotte.
Johnson's second-place finish was his best effort since the win at the Brickyard, but he was still 7th in the standings. The national media was already calling Team Lowe's a non-contender. Apparently, that was all the motivation they needed.
Our outlook has been go out to the racetrack, perform to the best of our abilities, and let the points fall where they may. And we were forced into the situation on how we opened up in the chase with the bad luck at New Hampshire.
My team is so solid right now. I'm very fortunate. Everybody that's working on the car is experienced, comfortable in their role. Jimmie, I think, is by far a smarter driver than what he was in years previous, and he's got all the talent to carry this thing.
Chad Knaus, he chose to stall right off of turn 4, right around the bend. The issue is it does have a slight elevation change, so you are pitting a little bit of an elevation angle. And they have their mojo back after finishing 2nd last week, and they're pitting in the same pit stall that he won from 2 years ago.
Come on, boys. Martinsville, let's have some fun.
We're a lot better than these guys, so let's just be patient, be calm. Green flag, green flag.
Bobby Labonte is the race leader. Yeah, Gordon did not pit. 2 tires for Casey Kane, and Jimmie Johnson back in 10th.
We pitted, we came out, and had to come through traffic and really had to run those guys down.
Jimmie Johnson is blasting his way through the field.
Because Jimmie Johnson has come from a country mile back.
They've raced their way up to 2nd spot now and are faster than your leader, Bobby Labonte.
Jimmie Johnson wasting no time. He grabs the bottom and drives under Bobby Labonte. Look out, Dale Jr.'s around. Gets into Casey Kane and he loops the Budweiser Chevrolet. And so we rack them up once again, and this is going to make it interesting. Just a few laps remaining. Denny Hamlin will have a chance to be right up on the bumper of Jimmie Johnson.
That caution came out. Denny Hamlin came on the radio and in a very quiet voice said, "He's mine."
I love being in that moment at the end of a race, trying to get position and win. It reminds me of watching football games, 4th quarter. Can they get the ball in the end zone and make a play? Let's make stuff happen.
Green flag. Back under the green flag at Martinsville Speedway in Virginia.
This is going to get interesting through turns 1 and 2.
I knew at some point I was going to get the bumper. It's just part of short track racing.
Hamlin is right there on the back bumper. I'm telling you, that 11 car gets through the center better than anybody here right now.
Denny got in there, roughed me up, got position inside of me.
He is all over that bumper. Contact.
They are racking and smacking at the exit of 2. Jimmie Johnson holds off Denny Hamlin.
At that point, I kind of moved him down the back straightaway and tried to take away his angle into turn 3.
Johnson tries to chop him off, but he's not going to be able to do it.
Hamlin on the bottom, 48 on the top. Jimmie Johnson's not giving it up. Johnson back in front.
It would have been easy for him to come back in and hit me again in the center of the corner, but I think he felt that he made his effort. He tried to get inside of me. I earned it back.
Last lap at Martinsville.
Jimmie Johnson may just be too strong as Jimmie Johnson begins to ride off into the sunset.
I'd like to see. Bring it to the line.
Johnson wins the Subway 500 at Martinsville.
Yeah, boys, great work. What a pleasure to drive this race car today.
Great job. Great job, pit crew. Great job done by everybody.
The championship battle shaping up like it is, and if we can go out and just continue to play offense and continue to race like we have been, and we've been one of the strongest cars on the racetrack, period, since this chase has started. And if we can continue to do that, I think we can race for a championship, and that's all we can ask for.
out there and have ourselves a good day. Let's have some fun. I think we've got a great race car. This is a racetrack that we know we get around real well, so let's just keep ourselves in it the whole race. Be there at the end. That's going to be the big key. But once the sun starts to set, that's what we got to start figuring out what we're going to need for the end of the race. Have some fun today, guys. Business as usual.
The Monte Carlo SS pace car hits pit road. We're about to turn them loose.
Be ready. Green flag, green flag. It's harder to drive this round. It's really ugly right now.
All these guys are talking about being too tight now. It's just going to get worse and worse.
Jimmie Johnson has been methodically chopping away at Tony Stewart's lead, anywhere from 1/10 to 3/10 of a second per lap. Right in his rearview mirror, the Lowe Chevy.
Battle for the lead. Here comes Johnson. He's on the inside of the 20 car.
Your new leader is Jimmie Johnson. Fourth time today that Jimmie Johnson has led the Bass Pro Shops 500. He goes to the bottom of the speedway. Tony Stewart runs second.
I love the way Tony Stewart is finding a new line, trying to find a new way to catch the 48 car. Watch him go in here. Watch him drive up on the outside there.
Tony Stewart, the new leader. Make it 5 times that Tony Stewart has led this race today at the Atlanta Motor Speedway as he tries to pull away from Jimmie Johnson.
In your sights, bud. Keep him right there. Everything will be fine.
Tony Stewart has the lead. Can he hold it? 10 laps to go.
Clear, huh? Clear all around. 10 to go at the line, baby. Bud, you're coming to 10 to go. Let's get it on.
Jimmie Johnson goes by the 8 car, takes over that second position. But does he have enough time? Can he catch Tony Stewart?
In an amazing 3-race stretch, Johnson picked up a win and 2 second-place finishes. 3 races into the chase for the Nextel Cup, he was 8th in points. Now, with 3 races remaining, he was all the way up to second, only 26 points out of the lead.
Tony Stewart has dominated the Bass Pro Shops 500.
Tony Stewart pulls away at the right time. He has a big lead over Jimmie Johnson.
He will take the checkered flag and grab his...
All the wins, all the comebacks had led to an amazing season so far. But Johnson and Knaus knew that in NASCAR, there is only one real truth. They remember what you do in November. As they say, everything is big in Texas. At the Texas Motor Speedway, they pack more than 200,000 fans into the grandstands. They post giant numbers on the speed charts, and the stakes, they don't get any bigger.
And now it's official, the green flag in the air here at Texas, but we do start under a green and yellow condition. The laps count. The drivers have to hold their positions on the racetrack. This basically gets us started, and we continue to work on drying the racetrack and pit road. Now, since this race has officially started and 3 laps are complete, because Matt Kenseth starts so deep in the field right now, Johnson is the championship leader.
Just take a look around in there. Make sure everything still looks good. Make sure your belts are good. Pull back on that steering wheel. Come on, boys, let's go do our job.
Pace car to pit road. Yellow flag back in its stand. Waiting for the green flag to wave here in Texas.
Green, green, green. Doing a good job, Jimmy. The only cars faster than you right now are the 20, who's in front of you, and the 9, who is the next car behind you. You're doing great.
As day turned to night, Texas looked an awful lot like Atlanta.
Oh, babe, you are leading. There's 5 to go at the line. 10 is behind you, 29, 48. 48 is going to restart 4th. He took 4. Just do what you've been doing. It's all yours.
4 to go as they take the green. Stewart leads in Texas.
Harvick left the door open on the right side, so Jimmie Johnson's going to get one of those spots in a hurry. Follow a little bit there with Briggs.
And that holds up Johnson. Couldn't find the avenue to get by. Kevin Harvick's going to go low. second. Now a hard hit sits in the middle of the tri-oval here at Texas.
Green, white, checkered. Good shift there, and you'll be fine. Yeah, that's easy for you to say.
Tony Stewart has led 275 laps today to Jimmie Johnson's 1, but Jimmie Johnson could lead the one that counts. Plain and simple, this is a 3-mile dash to the checkered flag.
Green flag's in the air. 2 laps to decide it at Texas. Johnson hangs with Stewart on the start, looks at the high side, then ducks in behind him.
How much is Jimmie Johnson thinking race win? How much is he thinking championship?
Stewart low, Johnson high.
While a non-title contender took the win, the Lowe Chevy finished second and took back its rightful place.
White flag right here, baby.
Outside the chase for the Nextel Cup Championship, cannot defend his title, but he can be strong down the stretch.
Checkered flag will go to Tony Stewart.
Good job, Jimmy. Good job, Chad. Whole team, good job. Good job, boys. Good job. Good effort.
For the first time in 10 weeks, Jimmie Johnson was back in the points lead. Only 17 points ahead of Matt Kenseth's number 17 car. As if the heat of the spotlight wasn't enough, up next was a trip to the high desert of Arizona and 312 laps on the quirky Phoenix International Raceway.
2006 championship year coming down to 2 races to go. Beautiful afternoon for racing. Packed house on hand to see who's going to get it done here today. And for 5 or 6 guys, it is do or die here today.
One thing everybody's discussing is who's going to win the championship.
Jimmie Johnson, the man, of course, everyone's looking at. He leads the points coming in. Matt Kenseth second, just 17 back.
A quick bottom line for championship leader Jimmie Johnson. He starts back in 29th. He told me he's going to run hard, see what he can get early, then find a spot to ride in line, log some laps, and stay out of harm's way. Jimmie Johnson started way back in traffic in that 29th spot. See how many spots Jimmy's able to pick up?
We are 23 laps in. He's worked his way to 17.
Well, he's picked up 1 position every 2 laps. That's not bad.
Jimmy, you're doing a great job. Last lap was a 28.70. That's the same as the leader.
I have no idea how much fun it is to drive this car right now.
Seems to be one of the best cars we've had turning on a flat track, you know?
Can't you almost just feel the smile on his face right now? That car is just turning so well.
To the top 10, brother.
You know, you beat my prediction by 6 laps.
Well, Jimmie Johnson is certainly doing his part today. After the great second place run at Texas last week, here he is already up into the top 10, and we're only 38 laps into the race.
I'll be surprised if Johnson is the quickest at lap.
Your time, buddy. There's really nobody running within a 1/10 of a second a lap of your lap times right now. Nice and smooth.
Just logging miles.
Awfully easy to be brave when your race car is that much better than everybody else's on the racetrack. Jimmie Johnson from deep of the field is up to 3rd.
Jimmy, you're taking care of your stuff, right? Yeah. I gotta ask that stuff.
10-4.
That's lots of traffic, and that can get Jimmie Johnson right on his bumper. Johnson's coming.
Right on his bumper now. So Jimmie Johnson from 29th to 2nd.
He's up on the outside,
lead.
and he got blocked.
Inside. That was really nice.
Exactly what Jimmie Johnson was hoping for.
Oh, man, Jimmie Johnson.
Driving steady and patient, Johnson overcame a poor qualifying effort.
Harvick right on the bumper. Jimmie Johnson.
Harvick trying to make some noise. He's almost up on the rear bumper of Jimmie Johnson for the lead. And now Johnson backs off the throttle. He relinquishes the lead to Kevin Harvick.
Serious about that lead, isn't he?
We don't need to get into a cat fight with that 29.
I bet. Nice and smooth now.
By the closing laps, he was racing second once again. When the race restarted with 3 laps to go, the Lowe Chevy had a shot at the win, but instead chose to preserve his shot at the Cup.
Coming to 3 laps to go when you take the green.
Green flag comes on the field. They come down to the line, set sail, single file, off into turn number 1.
3 laps to settle it here in Phoenix and set the stage for the season finale.
Oh, Johnson's right there.
Johnson wants to make the move early.
Oh, sideways. Yep. Just a little, but it wasn't quite enough for Jimmie Johnson to capitalize on it.
Well, Mark,
just like that.
Johnson's got the momentum. Harvick's going to try and step away off of Ford. Johnson's not going to get him. Kevin Harvick sweeps at Phoenix.
Awesome job.
Harvick gets the victory. Jimmie Johnson comes home in second.
In only 4 weeks, Team Lowe's had jumped from 8th in points to a 63-point lead.
You damn it through the grass. I had his ass.
All right. Did exactly what you needed to do today, buddy. Good job. Good effort.
Headed to Homestead, Miami, the situation was simple. Finish 12th or better, and the Nextel Cup Championship would be theirs.
We've raced for 10 months in 19 different states. Well, it all comes down to today and the season-ending race for 5 guys who could win the title.
But the man in the spotlight is championship leader Jimmie Johnson. If Johnson finishes 12th or better, he clinches the cup.
The difference between winning the championship and not today for Jimmie Johnson and his team is the difference between the things they can control and the things that they can't control. It's those things they can't control that separate them from a championship trophy today.
Take a look to your left here. Let's get a big thumbs up. Let's go out there and rock this on our last race of the 2006 season. Thank you for a great year, pal. You guys are the best, man. I can't thank you enough for putting me in this position. Look forward to a good day today.
4. Have yourself a great day. Be ready. Ready? Green flag. Green flag.
The weekend didn't get off to the start Johnson wanted, qualifying 15th. But after a season of comebacks, from Daytona to the summertime to the chase, it was only fitting that the Lowe Chevy had to dig deep once again.
Checking on championship leader Jimmie Johnson, who in the first opening, trouble.
Oh, and Kurt Busch blows a tire right in front of the base of traffic.
Caution in front of you, in front of you, in front of you, in front of you.
The leader's ducking and diving to avoid the Kurt Busch car that just came off of pit road.
Rubber, I think it hit the nose. I just want to make sure it didn't hit the balance. It was bouncing down the track. I think I caught it.
Good gaping hole on the right side of her nose. Let's start looking left. Turn in, turn in. Get a big piece of tape for the right side lower grill, guys. Where's the tape? Don't go. Do not go. Guys, where's the tape? Go, go, go. All right, wave. All right, go. Well, there's our drama for the day. Now you got to pass all those. This is nothing you can't overcome.
Pace car is on pit road. Green flag is about to go back in the air, and Casey Kane is set to go racing again as he leads them off into turn number 1.
Green flag.
Casey Kane is the race leader. Jimmie Johnson restarts 40th.
And that's a scary place to be when you're the points leader.
This shows you how fragile the championship point situation is. Right now, Matt Kenseth leads Johnson by 18 points.
And this is the nervous probably Jimmie Johnson has been in a long time as far as being on the racetrack, just because he's in a mess of cars right now. These are cars that aren't good handling cars, or they wouldn't be back there to begin with. So any little small mistake, he could be in the middle of it. He wants to get through this as quick as he can.
We're all good, man. One at a time. Outside, inside, in and out. Clear, clear. Well, you look like a professional out there. Jimmy, you're back in 15th now, buddy. 15th.
All day long, the number 48 car narrowly avoided trouble. From flying debris, to loose lug nuts, to near misses on the racetrack. Then, mere moments from the finish, the agonizing drama was prolonged.
Oh, hard crash. Juan Montoya.
A wicked lick for Juan Pablo Montoya. A great run this afternoon and evening has come to an end in fiery fashion.
looks like it's going to be a while over in turns 1 and 2 before this race will go back to green.
All right, they're going to stop the race in 3 and 4.
So we're under the red flag, and we'll sit here and wait until the cleanup is completed.
For nearly 10 minutes, Johnson could only sit and watch, forced to think about every possible scenario. But when the green flag finally fell, the Lowe's Chevy was ready to claim its place in NASCAR history.
Daly brings them to the restart line.
Green flag.
Jimmie Johnson, he just wants to get through these next lap clean. That's all he wants to do.
Greg Biffle to the lead.
Good shot. 5 to go when you get here. 5 to go. Just be smooth. Caution is out.
Uh-oh.
Slow one on the bottom.
Caution is out. Oh, man. Caution is out.
Casey Mears running very slowly down on the apron of the racetrack.
This will be the easiest call I made tonight. I think we'll stay out. We are good. All you got to do is just try to maintain. If you lose a few, it's not going to be a big deal. 10-4.
4 laps away from the Nextel Cup.
But it's still not clinched. He's still got to finish.
Race car's off. Be ready.
Green flag in the air for the final time this season. Jimmie Johnson in the 48 car, closing in on the championship.
Smart driving. Clear by 3. That's it, bud. Just bring her home. Nice job, Greg Biffle. Way to go, guys.
Coming to the finish line. Greg Biffle goes 3 in a row at Homestead. And Jimmie Johnson is the 2006 NASCAR Nextel Cup Series champion.
What? Yeah, we got it, baby. We got it. You're the champion. Are the absolute best. I love you to death. Thank you so much for everything. Yes, and you are the man, buddy. Woo-hoo! TG, thank you for picking me, bro. Buddy, it couldn't have been a better one. You're awesome. Way to go.
After 10 months, more than 10,000 laps, and more than 14,000 miles of racing, the pressure was finally lifted. The goal accomplished. The championship won by only 56 points over Matt Kenseth. To Johnson, winning the Cup wasn't all about himself. Sure, his name was on the trophy, but he was quick to remind everyone of the truth. He hadn't become a champion on his own. From the pit crew to the offices of Hendrick Motorsports, and all the way to the 160,000 employee owners throughout the country, Jimmie Johnson is part of a team. Team Lowe's, the 2006 NASCAR Nextel Cup champions.